good evening, and welcome back to I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In, the podcast where we sit down with New England-based actors to discuss the craft of acting, projects they've done, things they've learned along the way, tales from the set, and tips on how to get your foot in the door. As always, our show is sponsored by the Parody News Network. Every week, PNN takes aim at a popular movie or TV show and parodies the shit out of it. If you're looking for humor and entertainment, not to mention a break from mainstream news programs, subscribe to the Parody News Network and enjoy watching the news again. Go to youtube.com/Parody News Network to like and comment your little heart out. PNN, your favorite movies and TV shows, satirized for your protection. And so, without further ado, please welcome the lovely and talented Paul Kandarian.
Everything that I've done that I've gotten good at, it's always been kind of a natural way. It just felt right. It was something in me that needed to get out. And by far, acting was the thing that shouted the loudest and that I ignored the most for so long.
Right.
Because I just, I feel the one thing I wanted to do more than anything, if I fuck that up, what good am I? Right? So you get in that voice in your head, that false evidence appearing real, which is the acronym of fear.
Right.
And you realize, you convince yourself it's safer not to do what you want to do more than anything than attempt it and fail at it.
Right.
So I didn't do it, just put it in the back burner. I can't tell you how many times I would just envision doing scenes in a movie, driving down the road, watching TV, never not thinking about doing scenes somehow.
Yeah.
And I would, so weird, but I would be sitting on the toilet at home and pretending there was a camera in front of me, just kind of look up slowly to stare into it and to be sad, be happy, whatever.
Yeah.
I was just making scenes, and it wasn't famous scenes. I wasn't reciting stuff from the movies like people do that. I just made up shit. I said this would be a good conversation between two people.
Yeah.
So I've always been doing it, always been acting, whether I knew it or not.
Yeah.
Until I started it when I was in my 50s. But we all do. We act people say you're good at improv. Yeah, we're doing it now. This is improv. How can you not be good at it? It's all you do all day long.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's just all the world's a stage. It was right,
Yeah.
So yeah, when it was time to happen, it happened bigly. The acting bug was a centipede that just wrapped its 100 feet around me and sucked me in. Bug bites hard, and they, as soon as are we at that point yet where I can talk about starting acting?
Yeah, well, actually, that was right where I was going to jump to the moment where you booked your first show in later life.
Yes,
appropriately enough.
God, yeah, my God, your research is impeccable.
Hey,
do you have people?
Tell you, man?
Do you have people, or is it you?
It's me. I do. I'm chief cook and bottle washer in everything I do.
Yeah.
But the great thing about you booking your very first thing at 54 is I'm 54, so there's hope for me. So I'm very excited.
Yes. So you would think, but don't get too wrapped up in that. You know who was my hero at the time? Speaking of improv, was Don Rickles. So my ball busting humor. I bought an album of his once. I was like 15. My mom said, "You can't listen to this because he said shit in it or something."
Right.
But yeah, I love that ability to think that fast on your feet, like Robin Williams on Jonathan Winters, say bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
So I kind of developed that skill. I mean, insult comedy is just, and guys, that's all we do is bust each other's balls.
True enough.
And I've always been the one that, can get the zinger in there. Anybody goes, ooh. And if somebody zings me and tops me, I'm thrilled. Yes.
Respect.
Yes. I've been bested and I love it. Yeah. Because generally they won't get me that often.
Yeah. That's because you're a hockey puck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. I didn't even play hockey then when Rickles said all that. But yeah, so I was doing a story back in 2006 or 2007 about Kurt Columbus, who was then the brand new artistic director at Trinity Rep in Providence, which is a very well-regarded theatrical entity, one of the few company theater left in the country. And, I would go to shows there, and I had gone to shows in the little town where I live at Marion Arts Center. And I'd be like, God, what am I waiting for? Why can't I know I can do this. I know I can. And I saw a play there, I think it was Cherry Orchard. And one of the actors, Joe Wilson Jr., he came off from the lobby. And that's how sometimes they would enter. And he stood next to me, and I'm looking at him, and I could see the hairs on his arm standing up. And he was like, had a sheen of sweat. He was a very intense actor. And I almost cried. I mean, I was so caught up in that moment. I looked at him and said, why the fuck can I do this? And I can do this. What am I with? Me. It was me that was holding me back.
Yeah.
So I did, I was doing the story on Kurt, and then I went to the Art Center, Marion Art Center, and the artistic director then, I was talking to her. I said, I really want to try this. She goes, what are you waiting for? Just do it. So she was very straightforward and honest. She goes, just come down and audition. It's not a rocket science here. So I did, and I got in later life, appropriately enough, and first stepped on stage, and it was very small theater, the crowd's right there. Butterflies instantly went away, and I thought, this is what I should have been doing all along. And I never felt more at home than I did stepping onto that stage.
Wow.
It was like that missing piece all these years. Curly and City Slickers, Jack Palance, he said, you got to find that one true thing, that one true, and what's that, fingers? No, you idiot. That one thing. And that was it. Acting was the one true thing I had been missing all along, because it just fulfilled a need in me to perform and be a class clown, and have permission to do it. Yeah. And at some point get paid for it. Yeah. So I did a bunch of shows there, and I at that time I was egotistical and snobby enough to think, well, theatrical acting is the only true acting there is, because you got to do it start to finish. Yeah. So I got very snooty about it, and then a friend of mine he wasn't a friend then, but started doing these small things down in Rhode Island. So I said, I'll give it a shot. And then I did a commercial for a friend of mine I played hockey with. He does these hokey, hometown commercials. I said, you suck, you need me. So he started putting me in commercials. And I started doing these little web series online, very little things. But I realized, wow, film acting it's an entirely different skill set than theater acting. Yeah. And I liked it. And I did a lot of free stuff for a number of years. But started film maybe early 2010s, 2011. Just started to do film stuff. Yeah. And then I started getting more stuff, and I realized, maybe I don't suck at this. Maybe I didn't have anything to fear all along.
Maybe so I don't suck at this. Wow.
Yeah. I should put that on. That should be the autobiography. Maybe I don't suck at this.
There's your title right there, man. There it is.
Yeah. But there's still time. You could suck. But it was, I just started auditioning. I got an agent in Boston. I got Model Club at first. Now I'm with Andrew Wilson Agency in Boston. And I just started getting stuff. And as soon as I went in front of a camera, it's the same feeling I had on stage. Like, man, this is great. Because if you fuck up, you get to do it again, for one thing. And I like that. Yeah. And it just hit me. It just hit me so hard. And now it's all I do. I've booked stuff constantly. People say I'm the busiest actor they know. And it's because I just hustle my ass off. And I don't know how you can get in this business without hustling your ass off. You have to.
Or any business, anything, really.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if you're doing it yourself. I mean, if you're a writer or producer or whatever, you got to hustle. Right. And that's the jazz right there, is the hustle too. I love looking for work almost as much as the work itself. It's just a kick to get, an email from somebody. Say, oh, yeah, we're going to use you. Yes. And we're going to pay you even better. Yeah.
But how many of those emails come in versus the ones that say, sorry, you're not?
Yeah, or they don't come at all. Yeah. If they don't use you, they don't have to let you know. Right. And a lot of people get upset by that. So you know what? If they're looking at hundreds of people, they haven't got time to hold your hand and say, no, maybe next time. That's the thing too. You have to have a very thick skin, and I do. I know a lot of actors who go in and get really nervous. They get upset if they don't get it. Why? What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. You just weren't the type they were looking for. Yeah. That's it. And you move on. And I just knew that. I mean, I know I'll get 1 out of 10 things. You're going to miss more than I got. But when you get it, it's like, yeah, I must not suck at this. they hired me. But yeah, you can't take it personally. You never can. And I don't get nervous at auditions. I don't get nervous doing the work. It just seems just like a natural extension of me. So yeah, it took a while to get there, but now it's all I do. And people say, you retired? I say, fuck no, I can't afford to retire, for one thing. No, this is what I do all the time. I got a Zoom tonight for a job in New York next week. I got to memorize stuff for a shoot this weekend in Rhode Island. And first week, luckily, I find a lot of stuff locally, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
In August, I got a week-long shoot in New Bedford, which is 2 towns away from me. I mean, that doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
I usually having to drive a million miles, or they fly me all over the place. That's another thing I like too, because I can combine. There's 2 things I love more than anything: is traveling and acting. So if I get paid to go somewhere, it's kind of cool. Even if it's not, I just find local stuff to do. I love that because it's the 2 of the things I love more than anything:
Yeah.
acting and traveling.
Sure.
I get paid to act in a faraway location. It's
Nothing
cool.
wrong with that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the upshot of it is it don't wait. You can't. A dream deferred is a dream you'll never. It'll never happen.
Right.
You keep deferring it. And my TED speech would be. I'll tell you about my TED connection in a minute. But
Yeah.
my TED speech would be that you don't wait. Always follow your heart. Because again, if you go to work every day at a job you hate, you're not going to be a very happy person.
Right.
And a friend of mine, I was playing hockey with a friend of mine who had a small insurance, or has a small insurance agency, and he's miserable. Hates it, hates the clients, hates the job. His wife's a dentist at a big company. They have their own dentist. And she hates it. They don't have any kids, but they live in this beautiful, beautiful house because they got a lot of money. I said, well, what do you want to do with your life? What would you like to do if you could? He said, I love building things. He built a bunch of furniture, so I could do that. I said, what the fuck are you waiting for? Do it. Quit, sell this goddamn business. He would say, I got like 6 years, 5 weeks. We're counting down until he could retire. I said, why are you going to wait that long? You'd be dead by then. He said, we can't. We need the money. I said, and this is when this expression dawned on me. Nobody ever says we need the happy.
That's
always
true.
We need the money.
Yeah.
Okay, when you make that the priority, you ain't going to get the other one.
Yeah.
If money is your priority, how happy is that going to make you? Maybe temporarily you can buy nice things, but if it's not the thing that connects your soul to a place it needs to be, it's just an empty journey. You're just doing it for the money. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, better you than me, and I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was a writer, started being a writer when I got a job in a newspaper in '83, and I still am. I haven't been in an office since '98 when I quit the newspaper job. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I always tell people I get the 2 least paying professions in the world: I'm an actor and a writer. Double jeopardy. I couldn't make a shittier existence financially, but I've never been happier. And that to me will carry me a lot further than money.
Yeah.
Money, you just piss that away, but happiness, you better not piss it away. It's all you got.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of
anyway.
Happy versus money, do you still take non-paying gigs if it's something you really love and believe in?
Yeah, if it's a friend, I'll do stuff. If it's a couple of days or whatever, and if I can work it into the schedule.
Yeah.
With the caveat that if some paying job comes up, so there was a job they asked me to do in New York. These people who I really like and I wanted to work with, and I just couldn't do it. Couldn't work out the finances because it would have ended up costing me money or not making a lot. So
yeah,
as much as I wanted to do it, now I'm doing this job next week. I told the guy, "Okay, you got to get me done. Take a train down there, put me up, blah blah." And he said, "Okay," and then pay the money besides. So. Yeah, you just got to speak up for yourself. You gotta do what's right for you. Sorry, I'm still non-union, believe it or not. I'm still SAG eligible, and I don't want to join because around here, all you get for SAG is background and extra work, and nothing against them. I did that once. I want never do it again.
Why?
So, yeah. So, I'm still SAG eligible, and if I do join, FICOR is a dirty word. FICOR is with you still get all the benefits without being an actual SAG. You don't get to see the screeners like I give a fuck what a movie wins the Oscar. I just want to be in movies and enjoying myself. So if I have to go FICOR, I will, and that's a dirty word to a lot of people, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do for yourself.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That's one thing I learned a long time ago is not to give a shit.
Yeah.
Because the people you think are judging you aren't, because they got their own shit going on. And nobody's going to waste that much time wondering what you're doing, because they got their own stuff. And if they are that worried, they're going to pick apart what you do. Fuck them. They're not worth knowing anyway.
Once again, I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In is sponsored by the Parody News Network. Every week, PNN takes aim at a popular movie or TV show and parodies the shit out of it. If you're looking for humor and entertainment, not to mention a break from mainstream news programs, subscribe to the Parody News Network and enjoy watching the news again. Go to youtube.com/Parody News Network to like and comment your little heart out. PNN, your favorite movies and TV shows, satirized for your protection.
Just got very dark.
That's all right. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
All right.
So obviously you've done a number of plays, but am I right in saying that the big kahuna for you was Saints, Sinners, and Serial Killers?
For theater?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to work at the Wilbur's, like, God, not many people could say they tread the boards at the Wilbur, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I played Whitey Bulger one year, and then Neil McDonough played him the next year, so I played his brother, Billy, which was cool, playing off him. And then recently we did when I was Mickey Cohen. I was a thug in the Lana Turner thing that she killed her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And now that we're doing another one, and I play a grumpy old drunk at a bar.
Oh, I can see that. I can totally see that. Typecasting.
Yeah, I'm going to grow it out, it's just, yeah, so it should be fun. But yeah, so that's, but the most thing, probably the theatrical thing I'm most proud of is I used to work, I got paid actually, so it wasn't volunteer, but for creating outreach about addiction support together. It was a nonprofit that since merged with another one in Boston, became Second Act, so they're still doing stuff. But we would do original plays about addiction and the impact it has on families. And I did it because I think it's a valuable thing to do. Because my son, Lockwood, is a recovering opioid addict. He's been clean since 2013, 14. And now he's a counselor at high school, which happens with addicts. They give back by becoming helpful to other people.
Sure.
So that was fun. I really enjoyed that because we reached so many school kids. We did it at the Senate building in Washington for senatorial staffers when Obama was president. So it had a good run. And then one thing I wanted to do was write a play about my son's journey through addiction and recovery and our journey, combined journey, because I'm the only one who stuck by him. As luck would have it, we got asked by Harvard Medical School. They have a health story collaborative, and they asked my son and I if we wanted to do this. I said, yeah, I definitely want to do it. And so they asked us a bunch of questions. We outlined a bunch of answers, and it became like two different essays, one from me, one from him. And they combined them, and when they read them, and they said we all, both of us, my son and I, touched on the same points, the important parts. So they blended it into this like 30-minute short play. It was, I think it's fairly brilliant because I helped write it. But and so we staged it 4 times, and then the pandemic hit. Hasn't done it. Nothing's happened with it ever since.
Oh wow!
So I'm aching to get this thing made somehow. Either get it back on its feet. My son didn't do it. He wasn't playing my son. We had an actor do that, but I played me. But I would love to get it back on its feet again, or figure out a way to film it. Just gotta make that happen because it's too important a message. And where we did it at Harvard, we did it at BC, did it at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and did it at the VA in Providence. The last show we did that my son attended because that's where I finally got him to get treatment. Just started his recovery. So that was very fitting. We did it there, and it was very well received. And the pandemic happened, and shit came to a halt, and this hasn't done anything since. So if you know anybody who wants to produce a play or maybe a short film, you just let me know.
If anybody within the sound of my voice is interested, please reach out.
Yes.
And let's get that going.
It's for a very good cause, recovery, because our mantra was recovery happens. And too many people think it doesn't.
Yeah.
Once you're an addict, always an addict. Nah, not necessarily.
Yeah.
If you got the drive, if you got the strength, as I told my son, it's got to come from you. It's got to be in you to get out, to make it happen, to beat this beast back.
Right.
And he did. And that's what it takes. It takes that commitment of you. Nobody's going to do it for you. So anyway, so where are we now?
So we are, we're on your IMDb page where you have more than 100 credits.
Yeah.
Which is extraordinary. Do you
Yeah,
have
it's at over 100 now.
over 100? Yeah, yeah. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, God. Well, I think just as far as reach, EFIS, the baseball movie,
Mm-hmm.
that premiered at Cannes, which I didn't go to. I should have, but it was expensive. And it did really well. I saw it at the premiere in New York, so that was cool. And the movie came out really, really well. Very proud of it. I had a smallish part. I was a field umpire, but that was special just because I don't like baseball. I hate baseball. It's boring to watch, but I like good sports movies.
Yeah.
I love sports movies that tell a story, and this is a great story. But older athletes not really ready to face the fact that maybe they can't be playing this kid's game anymore. And that was my life, because it took me till 2.5 years ago to stop playing hockey, even though my body was saying, stop, for Christ's sakes, what are you doing? And I finally did. I got a shoulder replacement. But the things that used to hurt a lot don't hurt as much since I stopped playing.
Yeah.
Finally listened. So it's that kind of movie. It's about, older athletes. And it was just beautifully done. It was all Emerson people, actually. It was Emerson. A bunch of guys are in their 30s. They got back together and did this movie that has played all over the world. It had theatrical release. It did very well in theaters, coast to coast. So that was cool. I liked that one a lot. I liked one of the first features they did was Gutterbug, based on the punk scene in Alston or Brighton, and drug use. I played a father in that. That came out so well. We saw that it actually won Best Jury Award at Woods Hole Film Festival, and I saw it that night, and it's like, wow, this is the first time I've seen a movie come together so beautifully like this in a theater. It's like, and now I'm getting kind of used to seeing it in theater, so I don't have to duck my head anymore. But that was a lot of fun. That was a good film to work on. Anyway,
one of the other movies that you were in that's getting a lot of positive attention is Invisible. It's
with Ryan.
The festival circuit, and it's just racking up laurel wreaths. And I saw that, so that qualifies as I saw you in that thing I saw you in. Obviously, I saw you in Typo Squad. Words Can Hurt You. Cheap plug, but I thought Invisible was really, really good. A really good piece.
Shout out to Ryan. Ryan Nunes is the guy behind that. And we're doing another one soon called Drowned. Yes, he does all these. He does all these short films with an emphasis on mental health. So Invisible, this young woman had chronic pain. Everybody's like, "Man, you're too young to have pain," blah blah. But shit happens to people. And he did another one about Alzheimer's. I was supposed to be in it, but I couldn't be in it. But it was really beautifully done. And this one is about feeling overwhelmed, stress, and anxiety. Yeah. So he does all these really nice, almost service pieces to show people you're not alone. You might think you're alone, but you're never alone. There's always people in the same situation. So he is incredibly compassionate, creative young man. I love this kid, and I love working with him.
And you got to work with the amazing Maddie Schmallow, who was the lead. She's so good. She's so good. Oh,
I didn't know. So you know her?
Yeah, she was with PNN. She was. I've worked with her before. Yeah, and she's
I haven't seen them all. Sorry. Yeah.
I got a lot of irons in the fire. It's understandable that you don't see everything I do, but she was so good in that. Just she was so real, and it was really heartfelt, a really heartfelt performance. So I enjoyed it. So in addition to your 100 plus credits on IMDb, you actually have 13 upcoming projects.
Yeah, I saw that. I did. I think some of them are just never going to happen. I don't know how to get them off there. I'm exhausted.
We're almost done. Is there something you'd like to do in the future that you haven't done yet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you. That's what we're here for.
I guess it's too late to play pro hockey. So.
Yeah.
No, so I'm doing it. I don't regret a day. The only day I regret is if I don't think I've done enough. So you always got to push yourself. One thing I'd like to do within reason, anyway.
Interpret it however you like.
Yeah. No, because I've done it.
Okay.
There is no bucket list because pretty much checked off anything, within reason that I wanted to do. And as I said before, everything that I've accomplished in life has been something I've always wanted to do, so it kind of made it happen. And this acting thing is the latest and liveliest incarnation of an existence. I think you got to reinvent yourself every once in a while. You can still do what you do, but you can just do something else, do something different. And acting is my latest and longest lasting reinvention, and I'm never going to stop. So it brings me all the joy and happiness it could possibly bring. A lot of money would be great, but you don't get into it for the money. If you do, you're in it for the wrong reason.
Right. What about within acting, though? Is there anything within acting?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
Action hero?
Yeah. Have I done that?
I don't know. Have you?
No, just in Typo Squad.
Well, sure, you were an action hero in Typo Squad. Everyone was.
No, I don't. I don't like these Marvel movies. I know people go gaga over Marvel and Star Trek and Star Wars or whatever. And no, I like two-handers. I like movies with heft. I like movies with angst and conversation and triumph and tragedy between two people or two families or whatever. I love stories that tell a story that's believable and possible. So yeah, I don't. No, there's no genre I'd like to attack that I haven't already, because they don't appeal to me, and that one does not appeal to me.
Yeah.
That's it. If they gave me $10 million to put on a tight suit and run around as an old arthritic superhero, fuck it, yeah, I'll do it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't suck at this. That's my mantra. Yeah, maybe I don't suck at being this superhero thing. But yeah, I don't. The bigger the budget, no, I don't know. I saw after Hackman died, I watched Scarecrow because Pacino was talking about it, doing their movie Scarecrow with Al Pacino and Gene Hackman. It's so good. I mean, it's so simple. Even like Midnight Cowboy. I mean, I'm a huge advocate of 70s movies. I watch 70s movies every chance I get, not just Godfather or Jaws, or those, but just wonderfully made movies at an era when movies were starting to break out of this new shell. I mean, my dad's generation of acting was Cagney, Douglas, John Wayne. It was often overdone, but that was the style of the time. And then you get into the 60s, more avant-garde stuff. And it was more just letting loose and telling us a good story and a believable story. And those are the movies I'm in love with. Black and white movies from the 70s and even the 80s. One of my favorite movies is Local Hero. Did you ever see that one?
No.
With Peter Riegert and Burt Lancaster. That was 1980. Just there's so many little independent movies out. That's why I think the future film is independent movies, because they could be made for a lot less, and you get a lot more potent storytelling than you do just throwing $500 million at a Marvel movie. I mean I think that's dying out. I don't know. I may be totally wrong, but it's still a huge factor in driving that economy. But I like simpler movies. I wrote a short film that takes place in an airport. We decided to make it happen in a train station. It's just between two people, and it's a short film. There's a thought of making it into a feature, but I like short films. But it's just a story. It's a simple story between two people who are flawed, finding each other and kind of helping each other out in some way. I love those. I watch those all day long. That's what Scarecrow was. That's these small, art pieces. I just love them. I just love them because they're a lot simpler to make than a big budget, war film.
Right.
And you feel more connected to it because these are people that could be you. And I've always been drawn to movies, seeing characters in it that I could be this guy, not just an actor, but just this person,
right?
In real life. So I like that. I like connecting with the humanity of a story rather than the superhumanity, like a superhuman superheroes and all that. So anyway,
yeah.
Did you ever see The Studio with Seth Rogen?
Yes.
Seth or Josh? Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
That is so freaking funny.
Excellent.
Because
Excellent
it just punches the entertainment industry right in the balls. I love that. Ron Howard flipping out in it. So I was like, this is great. It's so good. And these runners, they do these long shots.
Oh my God. These tracking shots that are amazing. It's like I've done a lot of memorization. And they're talking the whole time. So, no
wonder they get all the big bucks. These people are really good at it.
But the episode where he went to the dinner with all the doctors and he's trying to justify like being the head of a studio, and they're like, but we save lives, and he's like, but we sort of save lives. It was just brilliant, because you could just sense the irritation. It's like, well, but what I do is valid too. But you don't save lives. Well, but I sort of do. It was just brilliant. Brilliant.
No, it was great. Yeah. Because he just comes across as a likable asshole. I mean, the things he comes out with us, what a douchebag, but kind of rooting for this guy too. So, it's a bizarre series, but it's so fun, much fun.
What advice would you give to aspiring actors who are just starting out?
We used to get to ask that about writing too. It's like, find a better job, but no. I would just say, the only voice you need to listen to is your own. I've talked to so many young actors or in any position on a set, and they're like, I want to do this, but my parents say, I said, your parents are your parents and love them, but fuck it. Don't listen to your parents. Just listen to that voice inside you. And if you commit to the voice that is leading you where you need to go, it'll get you there. Maybe it won't get you in the same capacity that maybe it wouldn't be acting. Maybe it'll be producing. Maybe it'll be directing. Maybe it'll be writing screenplay. Because if you get in an industry you want to be in, you'll find a way to commit to it and to find your path in that industry. Because people want to be an actor. If they do it, so I want to be rich and famous, then get the fuck out. Don't do it. But if you're doing it because you just love telling stories and you love honoring somebody's words and bringing a story to life, then do it. And then there's a million ways in to do it. And acting is one of them, and it's the most visible. But there's, it's also screenwriting. There's also set design. There's also hair and makeup. There's this horror makeup. There's, as there's a million positions in the entertainment industry that need people who are committed to doing it. And if that's the path that you find your way into, just go with it. But you got to follow your instinct. A lot of people don't go with their Jeopardy answer, right? When you're watching Jeopardy stuff, it's this, and then no, maybe it's not, and then it turns out you're right. Yeah, you got to follow your gut. You got to go with your gut. You got to follow your instincts, because the more you realize that your instincts are pretty good, if you follow your heart, you realize that anything else is fugazi. Everything else, you're just faking it. If you're not following the voice that's telling you where to go, you're not honoring yourself or the life you're supposed to live. So I would say that just listen to your voice and find a way in, and what's meant to happen will happen. Grasshopper.
And finally, what's next for you?
Not the existential next. You mean like the afterlife? No, you mean as far as work?
However you like to interpret it.
Well, I've got books in me. I'm a writer, and I've got a book in me to talk about, don't wait forever to do what you got to do. So maybe that. I mean, I love writing. But I've got a job next month in New Bedford for 7 days. I got a job next week in New York, a job this weekend in Johnston, Rhode Island. So I love the uncertainty of the most uncertain business you could possibly be in, just because the rewards are so much greater, not financial. It's just satisfaction, the joy that doing what you love brings you, because that's really all you need. You find a way to make the money to let you do that. But just instinctive. Just follow your instincts, and try to override the fear factor. Because as I said, false evidence appearing real. Whatever you're afraid of, 99% sure it's not going to happen.
Right.
If you're whatever you think it's going to be the end of you, it's going to be demoralized. No, not going to happen. It's like worrying about what other people think. They're not thinking anything because they get their own stuff. Live the life that you want to live, and you'll make it happen. It'll find a way to allow you to use your best gifts for everybody else, but mostly for yourself. It'll find a way. It'll happen. Just trust yourself.
I can't think of a better way to wrap this up than that. So, Paul Kandarian, thank you so much for taking the time to be on my podcast today. And it was really fun. And we'll see you next time on I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In.
If you're hearing this message, you've listened to the entire podcast, and for that, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave us a review on Spotify. See you next week for another installment of I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In.